Hi guys, HG Technology is back with another utility program using Microsoft Excel. This time, the creation is in the form of a billing software. Whether you own a grocery store, electronics store, medical store, fruit and vegetable store, or even a jewelry shop, the stock management and billing software are two most essential requirements of any type of shop, whether it is a small shop in a housing society or a big departmental store. Requirement of an efficient software cannot be overlooked. Obviously, many billing software are in market to meet the purpose, but they are available at a very huge cost. We at SG Technologies have created a pocket-friendly billing software that can handle the required functionalities efficiently. The product as of now is a beta version and would be launched for commercial purposes shortly. Now, to understand the functionality of the software, we need to know the billing process of any departmental store. It mainly comprises of three functionalities. Number one is stock purchase and taking it on inventory. Number two is selling the items and billing. And number three is checking a previous bill for any cancellation or refund. This software in its present form takes care of these three functionalities through three different modules. Now let us go ahead and understand the functionalities of the software. Here you can see this is this is one Excel workbook which has been created to meet the purpose. Here on the first worksheet we have main menu. These are the three modules that I just mentioned about will be used for interfacing between the cashier for the billing purpose and for taking items on stock. The three worksheets left to this are temporary worksheets which are used for various purpose so as to store the item for on temporary basis for a short while. The functioning of these sheets would be explained further. On the right of this main menu is a drop-down sheet which is used to fetch the input for various forms that are going to be used in the program. The running stock worksheet is the most important sheet. And this is the sheet which is having all the present inventory in stock as on date. Old stock would be containing the purchases that you had as a shopkeeper you had factored in past. All those purchases are available here so that at a later stage, in case you want to look back on which date you had purchased what all items through which invoice, all those things would be available over here in this worksheet. Similarly, old bills is a collection of bills that have been executed in past. You might require to fetch some data from them for any cancellation, rechecking, etc. The purchase plan worksheet is not yet populated. This is a future plan. The plan is to create a purchase order for the shop on a single click of button. Basically, whenever you add a new item, the cutoff value, the lower cutoff value and higher cutoff value of that item would be asked for. And on any day, any time, in case the shopkeeper wants to create a purchase order to bring up the stock back to its desired level, he can just click one button and the purchase order will be populated for him. Coming to the main menu now. These are the three tabs, rather buttons that are utilized for the purpose. Now you, as a shopkeeper, you have brought new stock today and you want to enter all those items. So let's start entering the item. But before that, let us see what all areas are there in this particular form. This item detail area, this basically will comprise basic details of that item. This is area for purchase pricing. This is area for selling price modality, and this is our action center where all processing commands will be given. So now today I have for my shop I have purchased some Amul butter. So I start writing Amul butter 500 grams is one item already populated. But my item is not 500 gram. I want, I have purchased butter 100 grams. So 100-gram butter is, when you start typing this, you can see the 100-gram butter is available over here. So what it means? It means the item is already available in your running inventory. Okay. So this list box shows that available stock is quantity 6. So once this whatever you have typed in this item name box matches with the available inventory, it will automatically populate these two fields. Unless you want some other item to be entered, you may like to go ahead with this or something else, some new name or some new item. Okay, now for a moment, let us imagine that we have bought Amul butter 100 gram only, quantity 10 we have purchased. Okay, coming to the purchase pricing area, either you can enter the total cost of these 10 items that you had purchased in this particular area, or you might like to enter the cost of the item on an item wise basis. In that case, you will select this radio button and enter the rate here. So in this case, let me go ahead with entering total rate of quantity 10 pieces of Amul butter 100 gram that I had purchased. Say this is my price. Now coming to purchase from, here you are required to enter the name of your vendor. So I start pressing and the drop down is populated. These may be my various vendors that have been already available in my drop down sheet. So it will find out the best available match and give it to the form so that you can go ahead with this name. Now coming to fixing the selling price. There could be two different modalities of fixing a selling price. One, it could be based on the MRP. In case of tinned or packeted item, you cannot cross the MRP. So you might like to fill in the rate over here. Suppose in this case, each Amul butter 100 gram uh, piece would be costing 150 rupees to you. The MRP printed on the item might be say 170 rupees, and you may like to sell it at 170 or even less than that. So suppose we fill 169 rupees in this, and we have to press add item in this action center. So the total purchase cost is there, total selling cost, and all the summary of this item that we have fed over here will be given, and the item details are entered into this temporary worksheet known as new stock. Fine. Now I want to add another item. Now say Amul. Now this time it is cheese spread. Okay, cheese spread. Now you see the cheese spread is not automatically populated here. That means this item is not available in my running stock. So I am going to buy this for the first time for my shop. Okay, fine. So now I need to define the category of this item. Say it might be a dairy product. So I write D, it will give you dairy. Denomination might be packets or pieces. So here you can select that. Say I got 10 pieces purchased today for this. And now this time I will show you instead of total cost of item, say I want to go for itemized rates. The itemized rate say 200 rupees per piece is the rate. Coming to the purchase from, I will show you a different vendor. Say instead of SG Technology, this time it is KG Technologies. Okay, KG Tech. So this is a new vendor. That's why it did not it was not fetched from the drop down menu. Now sale, again it could be MRP basis, or for example let us take it on percentage basis. I want to charge 10% on this item. So going ahead with add item would feed this item into the database as if it was done in the last time. But before doing that, I'll show you something else also, the things that have been catered in this program. Say in this liter, kg and pieces, by mistake, if you enter some letter which is not supposed to be there in that box, it will give you the error and with an indication that only number can be accepted. Once you press OK, the wrongly entered character would be deleted. Similarly, in the cost, if you enter something wrong, it will give you a pop-up message. So this is the facility that has been created even in this Excel sheet form. Going ahead and adding the item now. The item name is not listed. This particular item, Amul cheese spread, is not available in my inventory. So it is not listed. Would you like to add this item permanently to your database? In case yes, press yes. After pressing this, it will give you reconfirmation form. This is the item, category is this, denomination is this. In case you wish to change anything, you can do that here. Otherwise, go ahead and add the item and the item has been added. Confirmation has been given to you. And coming back to the add purchase stock form now, all these fields that you had already filled, it will give you confirmation of those rates and items, quantity, everything else. Here you see the dialog box. Purchase from is not listed. Purchase from is this. KG Technology was not listed in my database. Would you like to add this vendor permanently to your database? Yes, it's a new vendor and I would like to add it into my database. New vendor has been added. You get the confirmation. Now rest details of this particular items are going on. Now this is the summary of item and the item has been added. Okay, so far so good. Now, like this, from the invoice, whatever number of items you have purchased, 100, 200, all those items you would be entering and all of them will get into new stock worksheet. Now, after you do that, just you need to press update stock. So from here, new stock, wherever I told you that new stock is a temporary worksheet. So wherever this data was required to go, it has got transferred, means it has, number one, it has gone into running stock worksheet whereby it has been added into the stock. The stock like Amul butter 100 gram was already there in my inventory. So this item has gone into this running stock worksheet and got added into the inventory that I already had. Suppose I already had 10 and added now new 10, then it has become 20 now. Okay, and the item which was not available in the present inventory, that is Amul cheese spread, it might have gone into a new row of the running stock. The new stock items have also gone into old stock worksheet. As I told you, in future, sometimes you are required to look back on old purchases for the shop. Then you can go back and refer to this. Okay, now the purchase part is over. All your items have been entered into it. Now just to show you the running stock status, here you can see Amul butter 100 gram I had just added. So they have been added into the earlier inventory. Cheese spread has been added as a new row. Coming back to main menu and now a customer has reached the shop. You are selling the item. He wants to buy Amul butter, AM. So all Amul products are listed over here. Say butter 100 grams he wants to buy. So you can select from here the quantity you can change. Say quantity 4 he wants to buy. Just press add item. The item comes into current bill details. Okay. Now he also wanted to buy, say you don't know the name of company, you wants to buy cheese spread, so you just write cheese or ch, then it will automatically give you Amul cheese spread also. Select the quantity, say 2, and press add item, coming to the current bill details. Now your customer says, no, 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 Amul butter 4 is less for me, I want quantity 5. Just double click on this. Interestingly, you can simply change the quantity here and save, and the thing is done. Now that's all individual wanted to buy. So you might like to key in customer's mobile number to refer to the bill in future. So suppose the mobile number is only 9. For the sake of brevity, I am doing this only one digit number, and I can go ahead and process the bill. Before I press this button, see what is written over here. Bill is being processed by Deepak at SG Technology Private Limited. What it means? It is or it is not permanently fed name. It is being fetched from the username of your PC through which you are as of now logged in. So this Excel sheet is as of now being worked upon by Mr. Deepak of SG Technologies. So this is very useful feature because somebody is sitting on the counter and you want to take account how much of sale he has processed. So you can get a summary of that so that the money can be accounted and accountability of all the sales during that period can be fixed. Okay, coming back to this, now I'll press process bill. That means now bill has been processed. What all has happened in this processing? The details of current bill, they have gone into the printer and printout has come out. Next, the items that were listed and that have been printed as bill, they have been deducted from this running stock worksheet. And it has also, the complete bill has also been reflected in the old bills worksheet so that at a future time you want to refer to them, you can do that. Okay, the bill has been processed. Do you want to go for another bill? I don't want to go, so I press no and straight away come back to the main sheet. In the main menu, now the billing has been done. Now the customer comes back to you for a refund. So you press on find a bill. There could be two methodologies of searching a bill. Either it could be based on a mobile number or it could be based on the bill number. Suppose you are not aware of the bill number, you will definitely go for mobile number if customer had provided. So customer now had provided mobile number 9, so you are going to search the bill. Okay. Now you on pressing the search bill, you get the details. Mobile number 9, bill number 2 was for this customer, bill amount was so and so, date and time. And what items were purchased? These are the items that were purchased by this customer. If you want to go for cancellation request in this particular bill, you will press yes. And in case you want to search another bill that was actioned against this customer, this mobile number of this customer, you will press no. On pressing no, in case there is another bill available, it will show you that. Okay. So search for provided mobile number 9 is over. So let us see it once again to tell you. First search bill, bill number 2 is on this customer's name. You don't want to action this. Bill number 1 is also on this customer's name. Here you would like to action, say bill number 1 you want to cancel. Then you press yes. Bill number 1 you want to refund either one of the items of this bill or more than one item, or you want to cancel complete bill. If complete bill is required to be cancelled, just press on this. Everything will be done. In case you want to cancel selected lines, select those lines and press this. Only these items, whatever is selected, would be refunded. So in this case, I am selecting only Amul butter 100 gram and trying to refund. Refund has been processed. Okay. So this temporary refund sheet only you are seeing, which is not showing anything. Now I'll go back to the main menu and show you how it has got reflected in the running stock. See, there are a lot of entries for refund. So in the running stock, the refunded item has been assigned a new row. It is not being added in the present row. It is assigned a new row and the refund has been actioned. Because now quantity 4 is the thing that you can see over here, and other details are also entered, the date and time of refund, sale price of refund, all those things are available. So this is how this refund process is working and it is given a new row because you might like to maybe you might like to sell this item on the first available opportunity whenever there is any. So these are the three modules through which this software is working. So as of now, as I earlier covered, it's a beta version and further development in this is going on. Let me tell you, on face of it, this looks pretty simple, but it utilizes various functionalities of MS Excel and efficient coding algorithm. I hope you find it useful and interesting. That's all for now, and see you next time with another interesting utility program from SG Technologies. Thank you.